What up, G-Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel, share if possible because it does help on my channel. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. It's free. It don't cost anything. You'll be helping my channel out a lot. And don't forget to check out the playlist where all the videos and the folders makes the video you're looking for a lot easier because they're all in their own categories. That way you don't have to be scrolling. You know, whether you just want reactions, gangs, all of that in their own folders. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was actually something that has been plaguing society, more of America than anywhere else, for years. It's a problem that tends to reoccur, and for some odd reason, people just don't connect them. But it's the same similar problem, and it's related to the streets. It's the reason why I'm bringing this up. See, a while back ago, this has happened, throughout, time. They wanted to put ban on certain games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighters, etc. like that. And then there was a time where they wanted to put a ban on comic books. Now, the reason for all of this is because that the kids were imitating that these cartoon characters or comic book characters or video game characters were doing. You know what I mean? It's one of the things that gets blamed for like school shootings as well, backyard wrestling. These kids are imitating these behaviors. So they say that the music, because it has happened with music too, you know what I mean, from Eminem to NWA, have gotten all attacked for this, saying that these songs, these video games, these movies, these comic books, and etc. Cause these individuals to behave in this manner, including when people say you shouldn't be talking about what you talk about in your videos, because kids get inspiration out of these things. They don't. The thing is, these things plant the idea in these kids' heads. Remember, just because you hear or watch these things doesn't mean that it makes you do them. But it does influence. It does put the ideas in your head. But here's the thing. You, as a parent, should know what your kid is watching, what your kid is playing, what your kid is reading, what your kid is hearing. As a parent, don't expect the world to parent your kid for you just because you are too busy doing your own thing. Don't blame society for your errors. You should have been watching what your kid was watching. You should have been reading what your kid was reading. You should have been hearing what your kid was hearing. Don't expect the world to be the parent for you just because you refuse to be the parent. You get what I'm saying? And it has happened time after time after time again. They want to blame these gun laws, right? Like that kid that shot up that when the riots were happening and he shot those people, right? And the one that people were making memes of him for crying and stuff like that, and it was controversial because he didn't do jail time and stuff like that. The thing is, to begin with, how the hell did a kid at that age get a hold of a gun? And I do understand that in certain parts of the United States is legal, for them to, at that age to, carry a firearm, whatever. But I'm saying, you as a parent, what made you think that it was a terrific idea for your child to do that? Knowing that a kid is damn well unstable, right, with their emotions, because, the puberty, they're not able to control some of these ideas. That's why kids are more, over the top and overreact and etc. You know what I mean? So why would you think it would be a good idea? I get it, going to the shooting range and you guys shooting guns, okay, that. But him owning his own firearm and able to walk outside with a firearm and you see no problem with that at all. And then when he does do shootings, you want to blame the gun laws. What were the parents at? Eminem said that in his raps, right? They're blaming me in the Way I Am song, you know what I mean? And then he goes, but where were the parents at? Now it's a tragedy. Now it's so sad to see. You know what I mean? But it's true, though. Where were the parents at then? Don't blame me for my raps. You know what I mean? What were y'all doing? But that's real talk, though. You know what I'm saying? You as a parent should know what your kid is watching, hearing, listening to, and how much time they get to spend with each thing, or what movie's appropriate for them to watch or not watch. You're the parent. It's not like, damn, you ain't letting them breathe. You ain't letting them be their own individual. You're a parent. You're supposed to guide your kid, and because you're the adult, you know what's appropriate for a child and what's not appropriate. Now, when you're choosing your kid to watch all this crap and listen to all this crap and pollute himself or whatever, and then he goes out and commits some heinous crime, and then you want to be bitching about it later on, it's like, bro, well, you had all the time in the world to properly, parent him, but you chose not to. And now that all of this shit hit the fan, now it's a big deal. Same with juveniles, right? Like, when we get busted, you know what I mean? At a young age, hitting juvenile and everything like that. Now the mom's like, what did you do? What have you done? Oh, now you want to be a parent. Oh, now I'm important to you. Oh, now you're recognizing what I'm doing. Oh, now you want to be in my life. Oh, now you finally want to communicate with me, huh? Well, it's too late now, homie. It's too late now. And that resentment spills, especially when you finally hear yourself saying it and hear yourself talking about this emotion. It infuriates you. You know what I mean? That it had to come to this. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, kids don't know how to express themselves, like how to communicate. You as a parent, that's why you're supposed to take the steps. Not like, well, it works both ways. The kid could have gone to the parent. He's a child. You get what I'm saying? Common sense is not so easy for a child. You know what I mean? It's not so easy for a kid to be able to think of all these things. You as an adult, of course you're able to see all these possibilities and scenarios, because you're an adult already. Put yourself at the age and the mentality of a young teenager. You get what I mean? Because, trust me, every person that's out there, when they were teenagers, they have overreacted, and didn't think things through about certain things. And you're damn sure lying if you say that has never happened to you. Because it's true. You know what I mean? As teenagers, we overreact. As teenagers, we never thought shit through fully. You know what I mean? Every teenager goes through that. But that's why it's important for the parents to be there and to, properly guide, teach them and stuff like that. That's what being a parent is. Don't expect the world to parent your kid for you. That's why these people want to protest and put all these mandates and strict rules and laws on certain things and everything. Why? Because you refuse to be a parent? Why? For you just to still be able to do what you're doing, and that way, someone's parenting your kid for you? You know what I mean? Of course it's so easy to blame somebody else. Blame the laws. Blame these rules. Blame this and this. How about you blame yourself, bro? How about you take responsibility? You know what I'm saying? Because time after time again, they attack TV shows, they attack cartoons, they attack music, they attack rappers, they attack these vatos in the streets, even though the damn well they deserve it too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, they blame these gang members for their kids becoming gang members, when it doesn't work like that. They didn't go into your house and take these kids and stuff like that. These kids came willingly. For what reason? I don't know why he don't want to be home with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know the answers to that. We know why we were out there. We know what was occurring in our homes and stuff like that. But every homie was different for different reasons. You know what I mean? I could only speak on why me. But I don't know why your kid wanted to be out there. That's something you got to figure out with your child. And the fact that now you're realizing this when he's already out there, it's like, why weren't you realizing that when he was barely hitting the streets? Why is it now when he's already full blown engaged in the streets that you barely noticed? You get what I'm saying? What were you doing before then? What were you too busy doing? And I get it, a lot of people work, they have to work. Exactly. That's why spending time with your child is very important. That's what some of these companies need to think about before they wanna inflate everything where you have to work 3 jobs just to make ends meet. You know what I mean? So no one's raising these kids. So that's why you see the shit going to shit. That's why it's important to, have, workers, workers comp and workers union, to protect the workers' rights, to not having to overwork them, where they get to spend time with their family, because that's very important, to get to spend time with their child, because that's very important and crucial, and to how that kid grows up and bees as an individual. But no, they'd rather overwork these people and have them constantly living at work and shit like that, you know what I mean? And then these kids grow up all fucked up, and then the world's all fucked up, and then they wonder what the fuck's going on. But they don't care, because they're in their nice big-ass house and eating their filet mignon. They could give a fuck less what's happening out there in the world, as long as he's fucking making more money than what he needs. And he doesn't see what's wrong with what he's doing. The greedy is incredible, how they don't see, the nonsense that they create. And of course, they're not going to want to take no responsibility either. Is that narcissistic and brat behavior that they have. Their way or the highway. They're never doing nothing wrong. And I only care about what's, about me and no one else. Fuck everybody else. Let them die. That is the mentality of these rich individuals. It's sad, you know what I mean? Because their workers is what gives them everything that they have. Yet they think that it's all them. You know what I mean? And instead of, people blaming the money and the rich, they rather blame, the artists, the cartoons, the laws, the Mexicans, the Japanese, the Irish, the Russians, when in reality it's the greedy, it's the money, it's the rich. And it's, it's you know what I mean? For not being a parent. I think there's a lot of problems, and I think a lot of times people focus all their points, points that they're trying to get across on the wrong things. You know what I mean? They focus too much on the wrong laws. They focus too much on the wrong subjects, and they blame too much of the wrong people. You get what I mean? But time after time again, it's always somebody, you know what I mean? It's these Mexicans for why, the economy it is the way it is. It's the Japanese, the reason why the economy it is what it is. It's the rap, the reason these kids are like that. It's the cartoon, the reason these kids misbehave. Yes. It's always somebody, huh? You know what I mean? They never try to focus and really get to the root of problems and seeing why things, are the way that they are. Instead, it's so easy to try to blame, the opposite of you or the opposite of your lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to blame the thing that you guys don't have in common than what you guys have in common. You know what I mean? Because then you'll have to look in the mirror that way. So anything that shies away from that is better, more of a convenience for you. I'm just saying, sometimes we have to look in the mirror. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have to see if maybe what we're doing, maybe it's something that we're doing that's what's wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily saying that's what it is. I'm saying sometimes it doesn't hurt to see, like, maybe if what you're doing, maybe it's, causing these, problems. And look, that's not a bad thing. Everybody makes mistakes. It's normal to make a mistake. You shouldn't be ashamed, because as long as you learn from it, it only makes you a better person. You should never be ashamed of making mistakes. It's only going to make you better when you learn from them. It's normal to make mistakes, For those people that want to clown, humiliate, or judge because somebody makes a mistake, don't pay attention to. Those are the ignorant people. To have the audacity to think that that is normal, that is not normal for people to make mistakes, or the audacity to act like if they never made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Because we all make them, It's normal. It's not normal not to think you don't make mistakes. That's the not normal part. Because that's not normal. But it's just a quick one. Just wanted to break that down. Shadow, way out.